Time is the only thing we truly possess. Life rushes by as we delay. Seneca, the famous Stoic, shares these wise words to remind us of time's fleeting nature. Every moment we put off is a lost treasure on our journey through a world full of distractions. We forget that time is our most precious resource. Using it well can make the difference between a fulfilling life and a regretful one. This video encourages you to think about how delaying decisions that could move you closer to your dreams not only wastes time, but also steals the joy of each achievement. We often fail to grasp time's true worth until we look back and ponder what might have been if we had acted sooner. The biggest sorrow isn't from our mess-ups, but from what we were too scared to try. So, we'll talk about ways to stop delaying yourself. Don't keep putting off your dreams. Instead, make real moves to shake things up and move forward, improving your life. Every point ahead is a chance to begin appreciating yourself more, something you can start doing right away. Before we begin, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really supports us and doesn't cost you a thing. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. Make a daily schedule. Arrange your day so you have time for work, fun, and thinking. This balance helps you be productive and take care of yourself. Set aside chunks of time to concentrate on your tasks, but also make sure you have breaks to relax and recharge. This prevents burnout. Don't forget to include time for thinking. Use this time for meditation, being thankful, or simply thinking about how you're doing with your goals. Reflecting like this keeps your mind clear and helps you remember why you're doing what you're doing. It helps you stay focused and aware of your goals and values. Having a disciplined daily routine also builds confidence and self-control. When you can stick to your plans and commitments to yourself, you trust yourself more. This not only helps you manage your time better, but also makes you more determined to tackle tough tasks without giving up. So, having a daily routine isn't just about having a strict schedule. It's about having a framework that helps you grow, keeps you focused, and teaches you discipline, so you can keep moving toward your dreams and goals. Number 2, setting clear priorities. Knowing what's most important to you is key to focusing your energy on what really matters. Start by deeply thinking about your values, goals, and what makes you feel fulfilled and happy. Once you've figured out what's truly important, use that as a guide to decide what you should spend your time and effort on each day. It all starts with setting long-term goals. These goals help you make decisions in your daily life. For instance, if being healthy is a big goal for you, then things like exercising, eating well, and meditating should be high on your list of priorities. Likewise, if you're focused on growing in your career, then spending time learning new skills or networking should be a big part of your routine. Once you've got your priorities straight, it's important to find ways to stay focused and avoid getting sidetracked. This might mean using tools to manage your time better, creating a workspace where you can concentrate without distractions, and learning to say no to things that don't help you reach your goals. And don't forget to review and adjust your priorities regularly. Life changes, and so do your priorities. Being flexible helps you stay on track and keep working toward what matters most to you. Number 3, valuing your autonomy. When you recognize and appreciate your independence, you realize that you don't have to just go along with what others say or do. It doesn't mean ignoring advice or helpful feedback. Instead, it means figuring out when and how to take in these outside influences in a way that matches up with your own values and goals. When you value your autonomy, you give yourself the power to set your own rules and expectations, instead of just following what others think you should do. This can be really freeing, especially in places where there's a lot of pressure to act a certain way because of society or culture. Instead of going with the flow, you choose what you think is best for your life on purpose. This empowerment comes from making thoughtful decisions. It means knowing yourself well and thinking carefully about why you do things and what might happen because of them. It also means taking responsibility for your choices and handling the results in a mature and positive way. Plus, valuing your independence means setting up healthy boundaries. Having clear boundaries helps protect your energy and focus from outside pressures and influences. Setting boundaries is a way to show that you're independent and make sure you have enough space to grow and change in your own way. Number 4, recognizing how short life is. This is a key idea in both personal thinking and Stoic beliefs, and it's a strong way to fight against procrastination. Stoics, like Seneca, often talk about how time flies by, reminding us that the only thing we really own is time. Realizing this can make us rethink how we spend every single moment of our day. Thinking about how quickly time passes makes us see each second as a chance we can't get back. This understanding can push us to act now instead of putting things off. For Stoics, living fully means being fully present and involved in what's happening right now, using each moment on purpose and in line with what's really important to us. The Stoic idea is that we should live each day as if it were our last, not in a careless or reckless way, but knowing that we can't control what happens in the future. This way of thinking encourages us to take action now instead of waiting. For instance, instead of delaying important projects or decisions, Stoicism says we should start taking real steps now, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future, and every day is a gift we shouldn't waste. We can bring this idea into our everyday lives by doing things that remind us how short life is, like thinking about what we've accomplished and what still needs to be done. This helps us stay aware of time passing and motivates us to focus on things that really matter to us. Number 5, making realistic goals. Having clear and doable goals is really important because it gives you a specific direction to work towards. Breaking big goals into smaller tasks makes the whole thing seem less overwhelming. And when you achieve those little tasks, it feels good and keeps you motivated. For example, if you want to write a book, deciding to write just one page every day is a lot less scary than trying to finish a whole novel in a few months. Each page you finish is a little win that makes you feel good and keeps you going, so you're less likely to put off writing more. Plus, realistic goals keep you motivated because they're challenging enough to be interesting, but not so hard that they make you want to give up. Finding that balance helps you stay focused and stops you from getting frustrated and putting things off. Number 6, getting rid of time wasters. The first thing to do is honestly look at how you spend your time each day. You might need to keep track of what you do for a few days and figure out what's really important and what's just a waste of time or a habit. Things like scrolling through social media without a purpose, watching TV shows that don't teach you anything, or gossiping can take up a lot of your time that could be used better. Once you know what's wasting your time, it's important to think about whether those things are really necessary or helpful. Ask yourself, does this help me reach my goals? Does it make me feel good? Or is it just something to do? If the answer is no, then it's a sign that you should cut back on or stop doing those things. The next step is to set up rules or make new habits to help you avoid those time-wasting activities. You could use apps to limit how much time you spend on social media, choose to read or learn something instead of watching TV, and spend time with people who make you feel good about yourself. It's important to be disciplined and remember the good things that will come from spending your time on things that matter. Keeping your goals in mind and thinking about what you need to do to reach them can help you stay focused and avoid getting distracted. Number 7, taking advice from death. This idea is really important in Stoic thinking, which says we should appreciate life more and focus on doing things that really matter when we accept that death is going to happen to all of us. It helps us see clearly what's truly important and what we need to do right away. Thinking about death isn't a sad or gloomy thing. It's a reminder that our time here is short and precious. Knowing this makes us feel like we need to do things, to live our lives fully, and to stop worrying about small stuff that doesn't matter much. By thinking of death as an advisor, we start to question our daily habits and the choices we make. Questions like, if today was my last day, would I be happy with what I'm doing? Or, does this really matter in the big picture? Help us see which activities aren't really necessary or helpful. This lets us focus on the things that make us feel good about ourselves and help us reach our goals. Also, thinking about death can make us think about how we're living our lives. We might think about our relationships, how we spend our time, and whether we're doing things that match up with what we believe in. By keeping death in mind, we can aim for a life that, when we look back on it, makes us feel happy and satisfied with no regrets. So, instead of putting things off because we're scared or lazy, thinking about death encourages us to act now, enjoy the present, and make the most of every moment we have. This not only makes our daily lives better, but also makes sure we're using our time as well as we can, since it's limited. Number 8, acting with purpose. This way of thinking can really change how you use your time and energy. Instead of just letting things happen to you, deciding to act with purpose means you're making careful choices about how you interact with the world around you. This way of doing things encourages you to think deeply about why you do what you do and what you want to achieve, so that every action you take is on purpose and lines up with what's really important to you. Acting with purpose means being fully focused on what you're doing each day. It's not just going through the motions without thinking about why. It's really considering the impact and value of everything you do. When you concentrate on acting with intention, you're less likely to make quick decisions or get distracted by things that aren't important. And when you're clear about what you want to achieve, you can plan your actions so that each step takes you closer to your goals. This doesn't just make you more efficient. It also makes you feel good because every action you take has a clear reason behind it. Moreover, acting with purpose helps you stay in control of your life, even when things get tough or uncertain. Instead of letting outside events or pressures push you around, you can stick to your principles and goals. This makes you more resilient and adaptable because you're not just reacting to what happens. You're responding in a thoughtful and deliberate way. Number 9, embracing acceptance. Acceptance starts with realizing that we can't control everything in life. Some things, like what other people do or some results, are just out of our hands. Focusing too much on these things we can't change can make us feel like we can't do anything, so we might put off doing anything at all, because it seems easier than dealing with uncertainty. But when you accept these realities, you can start to see where you do have the power to make a difference. This means carefully looking at situations and figuring out what's fixed and what you can change by what you do. For instance, you can't control the weather, but you can get ready for it. And even though you can't control what a coworker does, you can change how you react and communicate with them. Acceptance is also about knowing and respecting your own limits. It's just as important to understand what you can't do as it is to know what you're good at. Accepting your limits doesn't mean giving up. It means setting goals that match what you can actually do, which helps you stop putting things off because your goals are too big or because other people expect too much from you. And accepting things as they are helps you become patient and strong. Those are important qualities for handling tough situations and sticking with your goals, even when it feels like you're not making progress very quickly. Number 10, managing your emotions. This is a big deal when it comes to avoiding putting things off, especially if feelings like fear and worry are taking over your mind and stopping you from doing anything. The first step in dealing with these emotions is to notice them. Knowing how you're feeling helps you figure out when and why you're feeling that way, which is important for coming up with ways to handle those feelings. For instance, being scared of failing often leads to failing itself. That fear can make you freeze up and keep you from doing important stuff because you don't want to deal with the chance of messing up or getting criticized. And worrying about what might happen in the future can make you feel stressed out and make it hard to focus on what you're doing right now. One way to get a handle on your feelings is by changing the way you think. This means questioning and changing any negative or irrational thoughts that make you feel scared or worried. And setting small goals and celebrating little wins along the way can help you feel more confident and less overwhelmed. Each little success shows you that you can handle challenges and makes you less affected by fear and worry. When you learn to control your emotions, you take away the power that fear and worry have to hold you back. This makes you feel better overall and helps you go after your goals and dreams with confidence. Number 11, doing morning reflection. Starting your day with some quiet time to think helps you connect with what's most important to you before the outside world starts pulling your attention in different directions. Taking this time in the morning is really important for getting centered and getting your mind and emotions ready for whatever's coming your way that day. To do this, find a quiet spot where you can sit alone for a few minutes each morning. During this time, think about what you want to get done that day. Think about how those tasks fit into your bigger goals and what they mean for you growing as a person and in your job. Writing down these thoughts in a journal and looking back at them during the day can help you stay focused. And as well as setting your intentions, use this time to picture how you'll do your tasks. Imagine yourself doing them well and think about the steps you need to take to make that happen. Doing this helps you commit to your tasks and can make you more motivated to get started. You can also use this morning time to do a short meditation or breathing exercises to help clear your head and calm your nerves, so you can face the day feeling more relaxed and in control. Number 12, check your goals regularly. Taking time to regularly look at your goals and how you're doing is really important to make sure you're always working towards what's most important to you. This ongoing process of checking lets you make changes to your plans, adapting to new stuff you find out, changes in what's happening around you, and things you've learned along the way. Starting with a look at where you are compared to where you want to be can be really eye-opening. These times when you stop to think let you celebrate what you've already done and see where you need to focus more or try something different. Checking in with yourself like this helps you see how far you've come, and even if it's just a little bit. Seeing progress can really keep you going, and it's important to keep checking your goals regularly, because stuff that seemed really important 6 months ago might not matter as much now, because things change in your life or work. Changing your goals doesn't mean you're always going in a different direction. A lot of times, it's just about making your plan better to fit what you can do and what's going on now. Doing this can also help you see problems you didn't notice before. Spotting these problems early gives you a chance to come up with ways to deal with them instead of letting them become reasons to put off doing important stuff. Number 13, keep on learning. This is really important, not just for reaching your goals, but also for staying motivated when things get tough. Seeing life as a journey where you're always learning turns every experience, good or bad, into a chance to grow as a person. When you think of every challenge as a way to learn something new, you start to enjoy the process more than just the end results. This takes away some of the pressure that comes with going after big goals and can be one of the reasons why people put off doing stuff. When you feel less pressure, you're more likely to enjoy what you're doing every day and not feel so stressed out by what's expected of you. And keeping on learning makes you curious and excited, which are really important for keeping a positive attitude. You can learn new stuff for work or just explore things you're interested in that make your life better and help you see things from different angles. By staying curious and interested, You stop yourself from getting stuck and feeling like you're not making progress. Plus, keeping on learning makes you believe in yourself more. When you know you can learn and change, it makes you more confident about facing and beating challenges. This confidence is really important for fighting the urge to put things off, because you feel like you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. Number 14, live in the present. Living in the present is a really strong habit to help you focus on the things you need to do every day to reach your goals and dreams. If you're always thinking about the future or worrying about stuff you wish you'd done differently in the past, it can make it hard to do what you need to do right now. This habit doesn't just slow you down. It can also make you feel anxious and unhappy. Being in the present means paying attention to what you're doing right now and seeing the value in each thing you do as part of reaching your bigger goals. When you're mindful like this, you do each thing better and quicker, so you don't have to go back and fix stuff later. And you feel better about the work you've done, and being in the present helps you worry less about what might happen in the future and feel less bad about things that have already happened. When you focus on what's happening right now, you don't spend so much time thinking about what might go wrong or feeling guilty about stuff from before. This means you have more mental and emotional energy to spend on doing things that help you move forward. Practicing mindfulness can really help with this. Things like meditation, breathing exercises, or just paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without judging them can keep you focused on the present. This doesn't just make you feel better overall. It also helps you concentrate better and make decisions, and being in the present also means taking time to celebrate every little success along the way. Recognizing and appreciating these moments makes you feel more motivated and thankful for the journey, not just for reaching your final goals. This makes you feel good about what you're doing every day and keeps you moving forward, one step at a time. If today's conversation has struck a chord with you, I encourage you to express your appreciation by tapping the like button. Join our community by subscribing for more thought-provoking content, and share your insights with us in the comments section. Thank you for watching.